Hi, good afternoon. Hope you're well. 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the Fens for a few days actually. I've got a couple of dead baits out already. Probably just a couple of hours fishing today, but as I say, here for a few days. Main target will be pike, and I might try for some zander as well. But it's pretty cold. River's moving through a little bit with some extra water. But yeah, looking forward to a few days targeting the pike. So fingers crossed, and I'll catch you with you shortly. Cheers. Fish on. Yes. Nice. There's a few fish down here, I think. So yeah, I was just fishing on dead baits with no joy. Just caught a few live baits to try later. I just thought I'd give it a go with a lure. Yeah, let's chin this one out. And yeah, a little pike. Yes. Great fun on this light outfit. Whoa. Tail walker. Brilliant. Right, let's get him in. Oh yeah, you wanted that. There you go. Okay, first pike of the session. Let's get it back. There he goes. Brilliant. So as I said earlier, I've got a few days down on the Fens. I'm just on the Old River Nene. Private stretch, I'm afraid. It's still really weedy. Been a lot of rain recently, and the river's pushing through a little bit. There's another fish. This fish started moving around. It's been very quiet the last couple of hours. The sun has just started to drop. And there seems to be a bit more activity around, which is good. Probably going to give it another 20 minutes or so on the lure rod, and then I'm going to put a small live bait out and a dead bait. But for now, let's see if we can't get another one. There's a take on the live bait. Fish on. What we got? Whoa. Literally just put that out. I just try not to fall over. Oh. Right, what we got? So this is on sunken paternoster rig. Whoa. With a small live bait roach. And we're on to little jack. Brilliant. Whoa. Got a couple of dead baits out this afternoon for an hour or two. Smelt and lamprey. But obviously small ones are active. Yes, and they want obviously want a lure or a little live bait. Whoa, he's pulling well. I'd literally just put that out. Probably been about 2 or 3 minutes. Little pike straight away. There we go. Brilliant. Let's get a quick photo and then we'll get it back. Alright, there you go. Nice little jack pike. Probably 4 or 5 pound. On a little live bait roach on a sunken paternoster rig. Let's get a quick photo and then we'll get it back. So that's the second pike of the afternoon. Not a huge fish, but very welcome. Very welcome on the first afternoon of the trip. So yeah, the first one was on a 10 centimetre, 10 gram little shad on light gear, on the light lure rod. And then this little one was just on caught me unawares and took the live bait roach after being out just a couple of minutes, so that's good. We'll try for a little bit longer, but if there's no more action, we'll leave it there and see what tomorrow brings. Catch you later. day 2. Yesterday was relatively successful, just I think probably 3 hours fishing. I had a couple of pike, one on the lure and one on the lure rod and one on live bait, a couple of small pike, so that was good start. Day 2, very cold, frost last night. Still, it's half 10 in the morning now, so not the swiftest of starts, but yeah, it's half 10 in the morning. There's still frost on the ground, still really foggy, but yeah, it's beautiful morning. I've got a couple of dead baits out already. I'm on the 20 foot drain this morning on the Whittlesey AA ticket. So yeah, a couple of dead baits out. I'll give them a go for about an hour or so, and then probably try and move on a little bit. I haven't really had too much success on this drain over the years, over the last couple of years anyway, but in the past I've done really well. I've had my first 20 from this river, and also my first 30 as well. But some nice fish in here, but it's just, as always, just a case of finding them. So this is the first spot for the day. Very nice spot to start, and yeah, let's see how we get on. Right, so I'll just run through the tackle and the rig that I'm using today for ledgering dead baits. So I've got a Daiwa emblem reel with 15-pound line, and that's on a 12 foot 2 3/4 test curve winchwood rod. That comes down to a 2 ounce weight on a Corum run rig system. You tie then, main line tied onto a swivel, and then below this tubing here is a stick clip, which makes it nice and easy to change traces, just like that. So we'll give this a try. I should say, sorry, the trace is a handmade wire trace with a size 4 Corum long shank hook with a bit of tubing, and then that's down to a size 6 treble, again semi-barbless, and I've got a bit of lamprey on. So I've tried the far side, and but I'm just going to drop this in on the inside margin now. I like to sort of cast around a little bit, trying to try and find them. With regards to bite detection, I'm using a Fox drop-off indicator. Which just clips onto the line there. You fish that with an open bail arm, and then I've got a bite alarm as well. So we've got our sort of audio bite and visual bite with a drop off. And then when you get a take, fish pulls the line out of the clip, bite alarm sounds, and the line peels off, so it's nice and free running. So let's see how that does for us. With regards to the second rod, it's exactly the same tackle and the same setup with the trace, etc. The only thing different on this rod is other than that I've got a smelt on, which you can see there, lovely fish. This one's popped up off the bottom, so it's not the most pleasant of tasks, but from the single hook I've got a short piece of mono tied down to a Fox Predator pop-up stick. That then gets inserted into the smelt, so to speak. Wrap that around, pop in the single hook just in the tail root. Pop in the treble, and that'll sit up nicely in the water. And just for a bit of added attraction, we've got some lamprey flavoured red dye, so we'll just give that a bit of a boost as well. The drain is holding a fair bit of extra water. It's pushing through a little bit with weeds and old lily pads, but it seems to be a bit of a sort of slacker area here, so I'm going to again put this one short. Nice depth down there. That's got to be 10-12 foot, I think. And again, same setup. Same setup with the drop-off indicator. You can actually adjust the resistance with this weight here, which goes up and down the stem there. Bite alarm on. Let's see how we do. Okay, we've been in this spot a couple of hours now, just thinking about moving on. Before I do, I thought I'd have a few casts around on the lure rod. I'll just talk you through the gear. So I've got a Rovex fixed ball reel with 20-pound braid, and then I've got a Okuma dead ringer spinning rod, 7 foot, which is for 5 to 20 gram lures, and I've got wire trace down to a Fox Rage shad. This is 10 gram. So yeah, let's give that a go. Just gonna have a few casts around, as I say, before I leave, so I'll probably give it 20 minutes or so. But yeah, nothing on the dead baits. I was just about to say that was a fish, but it was probably a bit of poop from the swans flying over then. But yeah, it's been a bit quiet, a couple of hours. No signs of anything really. The frost has cleared up. Fog still hanging around. There's a bit of extra water on the drain, so it's probably a bit more coloured than normal, but I would have thought that was a good thing. But yeah, there's quite a bit of weed hanging around. So what I'm going to do, as I say, is give this 15-20 minutes and then move on to the next spot. I must admit I've not had a great amount of success on this river recently, the last couple of years. Don't know if the fish are getting wiser or not, or maybe the fish aren't here. There's been some unfortunate tales of poaching. Yeah, some unfortunate tales of poaching, which is obviously not great. There's a few signs around saying please don't kill the fish. Not sure how well they work. Anyway, let's see if we can't get one on the lure. Hi, good morning, hope you're well. Welcome to another cold morning on the Fens, on the Old River Nene again today. No success yesterday on the 20 foot, but yeah, back on the Old River Nene. A couple of dead baits out. Let's see how we get on. Right, I'm just going to switch things up. No fish as yet, so I'm just going to switch over to a sunken paternoster rig. I've got a 15-pound line, Shimano bait runner reel, 2-pound test curve Abu Garcia rod, and then that comes down to the sunken float, which just sleeves over a swivel. We've then got the up trace, so we've just got the up trace there. That comes down to the rotary section of the paternoster rig. From one side of that we've got the wire trace with a small dead roach, or is that a rudd? That's a rudd, and a single barbless treble. And then we've got a piece of weak link material which comes down to the weight, and it sort of sits in the water. That's on the bottom of the river, and the fish sort of sits suspended just above the bottom. So yeah, that's the rig. Let's get it out, see if we can't catch anything. So you just let that go to the bottom. Obviously the more line you pay out, the higher the float sort of sits in the water, so the higher the fish is off the bottom. It is quite weedy, so I want it quite high off the bottom. And we'll just pop that on the bite alarm with a drop-off indicator. Sorry, bobbin. And that's ready to go, hopefully. Right, on the other rod, just going to try a piece of lamprey. Got a tail section there. And I'm just going to pop this on the far side. Perfect. Fingers crossed we'll catch some today. There's a take. Yes. Oh, missed him. Hi, good afternoon. Fishing is a little bit tough today, so I've probably fished probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours on dead baits with no joy. So I've just moved spots. I did have one drop take on paternoster rig with a small roach, but apart from that, no joy. So I've just moved spots. I'm going to get the lure rod out. There's a fish. Would you believe it? Yeah, that's a pike. Let's hit into it. Yes! Jeez. That's not a bad fish. So I literally just moved spots. I was fishing just down there earlier, and I thought I'd just move around a little bit today. Whoa. So yeah, I thought I'd move around a little bit this afternoon, and I was going to put one on dead bait and then try on the lure rod. Oh, it's just going through weed. That's not a bad fish, you know. That is not a bad fish. So I'd literally just cast this out. This is a legered dead bait roach, a whole roach. Whoa. And I think we've got a decent one here. Could be a double. I've only got the small net with me actually. Oh. This will have to do. What we got? Oh, that's a lovely pike. That's a double. Hooked nicely. Yes. Brilliant. That is superb. Oh, that has made my day. So look at it. Oh, that's got to be a mid-double, I would think. Right, let's get it unhooked. Right then, let's get this back. £16 pike. Beauty. Absolute beauty. There she goes. Brilliant. Okay, the day has taken a slightly different turn, which is awesome news. So yeah, just had that pike within 5 minutes of casting out, which is great. So yeah, just over £16. So really pleased with that. Didn't get too much footage, but got some good photos. So yeah, as I say, I've just moved down to another spot, a bit quieter, further up there by the van. But yeah, really pleased with that fish, and that certainly made the day, which is really good. So I've cast out again, as you would expect. I'm gonna have a little cast around with the lure and see if we can't get another one. There's a pike. There's a take on the dead bait. Yes. Whoa. What a run. Oh, right, let's try not to fall over. Okay, what we got? Little jack pike. Whoa, it's pulling. Brilliant. So after the big 16-pounder earlier, which was just at the end there, I fished a few spots along the stretch, come back to the area I've started, and I've just put out a small dead roach on a sunken paternoster rig, and it's just gone off pretty swiftly. Oh, brilliant. Quite lively. Angry little pike. Yes, good run. Right then, let's get it in. Let's get it in and have a quick look at it. Yes. Brilliant. Right then, let's get it unhooked. Always tend to use a glove. And then chin the fish. And there we go, just there, look. Easy as that. A bit tangled in the line, but there you go, lovely fish. Let's get a quick photo and get it back. A few leeches on this one. It's obviously been sat on the bottom a bit. There you go, that's that. So there we have it. Little jack pike. Second pike of the day. Let's get it back. Right then, let's get this pike back. Lovely little fish. Gave up a really good fight actually. Really good condition as well. Nice colouring. Hopefully the pictures will come out nice. Right, we'll give it a few minutes and then we'll let it go. Oh, it's kicking nicely. There we go. Look at that. Little mini crocodile. There it goes. Brilliant. Excellent. Just had a touch on the roach. Yeah, it looks like another fish. Yes. Oh, brilliant. This rig's doing me well. I don't use it too often actually. But I think with all the weed that we've got, It's just lifting the bait up above the weed. Whoa, look at that. So it's 1st of December today, but there's still, it hasn't been that cold. Whoa, and they're still very lively. That's a nice one. 4 or 5 pound or something. Only just hooked actually. Got any more fight in you? Or are you going to wait until the net? Yeah. I'd rather it fight out in the water than in the net, to be honest. That's a nice shot. Right, here we go. 3rd pike of the day. Brilliant. There we go. Little jack pike. Let's get a quick photo and get it back. So that's the 3rd pike of the day. And that's the 2nd fish on deadbait roach on a paternoster rig. Last day tomorrow, so I'll have a chance for a decent try tomorrow after the pike again. Need to get myself some more little roach, but there you go. Another pike. Brilliant, and great fight as well. So I think I've probably got about another half an hour of light, so we'll see if we can't get another one. Failing that, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Oh, there's another take. That's another fish. Oh, another little pike. Oh, this is superb. Oh, that's my last roach. I was literally just whoa, angry. I was literally just thinking it's getting a little bit too cold. The horse is just about to trample over a dog, I think. Anyway, yeah, I was literally just thinking, do you know what, this is too cold. Let's pack up for the day. And then this one went. Brilliant. Right then, pike number 4. Been quite a productive day today. Bit of a slow start. Bit of a slow start, and then obviously nice to get that 16 pounder and 3 smaller fish. So yeah, very pleased. Beautiful sunset to end the day. That's a take on the lamprey, dead bait. Oh yes, that's a solid fish. This could be a big one. This could be a big fish. Oh. Keep calm. Not sure how well can see this, if at all. I've been persevering with a dead bait today, hoping that a bigger fish might come along, and I think that might have been what's happened. Ooh, I thought it'd come off then. Look at that, I don't know if you can see that, but that's a lovely shot. Sunset, rod bent, yeah. Whoa! Oh, that's a nice fish. I can't see it myself, to be honest. Got a decent length to it though. Oh, it's got a bit of weed around it, to be fair. Right, let's see. Yeah, that's got it. Oh,
20.
Yeah. Oh.
It's 20.
It's 20. It's 20. 20 pounds on the nose. Beauty. That's a beast. It's still got some growing to do as well. I'll get a quick photo and get it back. Hi, good morning, I hope you're well. Last day of the trip. I thought I'd just have a bit of a recap. As I say, last day of the trip, very cold morning. It's about 0 degrees at the moment. Got a couple of rods out, a couple of dead baits out, so we'll see how we get on. Probably got about 3 or 4 hours fishing before we have to head back. So just as I say, as a recap, first day arrived, had a couple of hours fishing, managed 2 pike, one on the lure and one on a small live bait, so that was a good start to the trip. Second day was just a complete blank. Fished the 20-foot river on a couple of stretches, but no success. Yesterday, however, was a very different story. Had a bit of a slow start in the morning, moved spots a little bit sort of later on in the day. Within 5 minutes I'd had a 16-pound pike. Got some good photos of that fish as well, which was nice. And then moved around, tried a few different spots, and then moved back to my original position by the van and had I think it was 3 small pike on deadbait roach on the paternoster rig, and then just as I was thinking of packing up, it was probably about 5, half 5, hooked into a big fish. When I first hooked into it, I knew it was a big fish. It just had a solid weight to it. It didn't fight too much, and during the fight I thought, well, actually it might not be as big as I first thought. I netted it, and as I say, it was pretty dark by then, so I couldn't really see it myself. I netted it and thought, oh, maybe it's a double, and then when I lifted it out of the water, that's when I realised it was a decent fish. So yeah, managed to get some pretty grainy footage, which may or may not be used in the video, but I got some really good photos. And as I say, first 20-pound pike I've had on the channel that I managed to get on the video, which is good. It's not quite a PB. PB for the venue is £28, which was quite a while ago now, to be fair, and my overall PB is 31.5, but that's probably a different story. But yeah, that's probably where we are now. So really pleased with that £20 pike yesterday, and obviously that 16 was a lovely fish to back it up as well. And it was good to catch the smaller pike, to be honest. It was just nice to get a bit of action and a bit of activity. So anyway, I'm going to get back to the rods and see what we can do in the next few hours. Cheers. That looks like a touch on the smell. Yep. Right then, fingers crossed. Yes, fish on. Right then, what we got? I don't think it's a big one. Looks a bit slippy down there. Oh, it's not a bad one. Brilliant. I'd actually baited up on the far side last night with a few sort of loose baits, and it might have worked. So this was on popped up smelt. Let's see if we can't get it in without falling in, of course. Yes, brilliant. There we go, nice little pike. The last day of the trip. Beautiful markings on it. I haven't weighed it, maybe £6, something like that. Right, lovely little pike. Frost still on the ground. That was on popped up smelt, legered. It's ready to go. Let's let it go. There he goes. I was just reeling this bait in because there's a boat coming, and pike grabbed it whilst I was reeling it in. We're clear of the boat though, which is good. Yeah. there you go. Whoa. I was just cursing that I'd literally just cast this out, and then I was cursing cursing that boat because it meant I had to reel in. And as I say, when it was reeling, whilst I was reeling it in, it took it. That's not a bad fish. That's only just hooked. I'll be lucky if I get this. Oh, come off it. Yes! Brilliant. Second one on the last day. That looks like a double. Right, let's get it in. There we go. Beautiful pike. 12 3/4 pounds on legered popped up smelt, and he grabbed it on the retrieve. Beauty. Let's get him back. Right, let's get her back. Nice double to perhaps end the day. Got to be heading back soon, but whoa, just make sure she's well rested. But as you can see, kicking well. Let's get her back. There she goes. Brilliant. Hi, good afternoon. I hope you're well. Just wrapping up the session now. Managed a couple of fish this morning just to wrap up the trip nicely. One of them being 12 3/4, so that was a very nice fish in good condition. I've managed 9 fish in the last few trips whilst here on the Fens. So obviously one of them being a 20 pounder, which I was over the moon about, and obviously the 16 as well, which was a really good fish. Some of the footage isn't great, I must admit, but especially with that 20, catching that, I think it was about 5:30 in the afternoon, so it was pretty dark and pretty cold. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I'll have a couple more trips on the Fens, no doubt, this pike season, but I'll be a bit more local on the boat, no doubt, over the coming weeks. But I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed the video, as I say, and I will catch you next time. Cheers.